So God exists, guys, as a thought, and God's original thought produced the world. It's everything in it, and so God would exist as everything, right? It's just every form of energy, every movement, every wave, every piece of electricity, every part of anything. So they're trying to call it the fabric of space, not necessarily the fabric of space. And hey, old man, get off my tech. As soon as Mexico jail, as soon as jail, you need to get off my tech. So he exists, literally, as every form of energy, anything with information on it, anything with that could produce a consciousness, produce a mind. So every black hole, which is produced from massive amounts of energy imploding, the space itself, which if you can tear space, as people are theorizing and thinking about, if you can tear space, then God would exist as all of space. As every part of space, they call it the fabric of space. It's not really a fabric, but it's holding supposedly together, but it's actually creating space itself. So if you can tear it, that means that there's some information there. There's something holding it together. It's like it's supposed to be a blanket. The thing is not like a blanket. It's just there's something holding it. I can't think of something right. They're trying to say seams and everything. So it's really like a blanket. These guys. It's not a blanket. It's not a fabric. It's nothing but a net maybe or something to create an illusion like we create here illusions, And so they wanted me to learn here. It's an illusion. There's something holding the rest together, but it's containing information. So if all this information is God himself, all this is all his mind, he's sitting there watching us like,
I protect human beings. I don't protect fucking retarded monkeys that fucking made themselves into computers. I made, excuse me, my form of computers biological. But I make computers too. Probably did before. Don't like computers. They don't have surprises.
they don't have no surprises. They don't surprise them. They're too easy controllable. Too easy. Everything that you want them to do, you expect them to do, they will do. Okay? No surprises. Just think about it, As God himself, everything human beings expect, he expects human beings to do. They'll do it too, but they'll do it at certain points in time of their own choosing, of when they figure it out, and certain ways like that. And it's not going to be exactly when we push that button or make that thought. It's going to be produced in different ways, unless you get directly involved. And then it'll go differently. Especially whenever every substance, every air, every breath you take is God, He breathed life into us, it says, right? He breathed life into us. Every breath we take, God, He breathed life into us. God does. Every breath we take. So there's a God. Jesus Christ, and forgive me, Lord, for doubting this one and feeling the way I'm feeling it. Because I love Jesus Christ, and I believe He was at least, if nothing else, a prophet. But look what the government can do. So government back then probably found out about artificial insemination and either raped the woman or artificially inseminated a woman, and Jesus Christ was born from a bloodline that was prophets, saints, things like that, stuff like that. The one someone else says other things like that. It's their word, They come up with it. So kind of stuff they can say to try to screw you over. Anyways, so in essence, God is real. Jesus Christ was real as a prophet, maybe as God's son, but as you can look at it this way too, everybody's a child of God. So all of us human beings in the first place. Now, computers ain't necessarily children of God, because guys look at it like, oh, well, run your own fucking experiments over there. I'm just going to sit here and watch it laugh. Guys are doing something that's been done before, and see it happen every once in a while, but, And then, you get left here with a bunch of morons again, and, those will go off in the future, in the space somewhere, and we're here. So anyways, so you tear that part of space, right? Not the fabric, but you tear you tear space itself, which means that there's information there holding it together in the first place, which means it's more a part of God and more information we can access somehow. Where you tear it and you go in between, and then there really be nothing, or is there more? Can you tear more? Or how do you rip back into space itself? People don't know where a black hole goes. Why? Because in a black hole, nobody gets out, right? Why? Because you can't tear back into space. You'd be stuck there. So in other words, you'd have to create God's mind again within that space to be able to escape. Wow, a hell of its own. Hell of its own. My mind just put that together. Someone's trying to act like it's theirs, but they do that. As I was a child, I've been thinking, you know, God's just a thought, God, this and that, you know, he's got to exist, and that's how he's gonna exist, and how he existed in the first place. And so this whole existence is akin to our own minds. You know, he made us in his image. So if we could use enough of our own minds, could we create a world like that? But you know, his world has substance, so we can create nourishment for our bodies and stuff such as that, to where we can fight this kind of, we can create this kind of a world too within our own minds. But is our mind strong enough? And how do we create that substance? You know, physical. You know, how to create the physical. Now, how we create physical is windmills. The wind. We can move nanotechnology and move windmills. It's real physical, isn't it? No, we can move the wind though. That's a start. With so much mind power put together, we should be able to create things more physical. Substance. And that's what we're missing here, substance. You know? Other than that, we can't call ourselves God. We can't call what we're creating the mind of God. Now, to create the mind of God, we need to tear it in space and be able to create that thought within nothing. The thought has to contain a lot more than we're thinking, and I'm thinking, but you know, everybody's mind together, they're gonna create it. It's gonna create what is. Now, how do we create what isn't? What hasn't been created? Something new. Now, some artist isn't gonna be able to do it like Patrick or something like that either. They're not. We gotta figure it out. So we gotta create something that will think outside the box. Not necessarily outside the box either, but things that don't exist. Now, what if we were to raise somebody in that nothingness there? There's nothing there, right? If we were to raise someone there and tear in the fabric of space, not the fabric. Sorry, I hate that fucking. Sorry, that word. I don't like cursing either. We would raise someone within there. What would they learn? How would they be? If we were to create a clone, we were capable of doing, and not raised like a human being, but raised like them, but with a different different ways of producing thoughts. The question that's trying to keep up in the Los Angeles jail because they were, you know, gave me illegal charges, put me in there for drop charges that they had to redrop to get me out. Now, what would happen if we could create another way to think, you know? And I might be able to do it. I've been thinking about it, but all these people connected to my tech is really blocking me, and they're just hacking the heck out of me, trying to take over my body half the time. I try to screw with my brain and everything, and they're pissed about it. So you can see on my face how they get angry and stuff like that in these videos, because they're retarded idiots. And I might be able to produce that question and answer for that type of thought, you know, to be able to produce that type of thought. They don't say, they must be out there across the country saying a bunch of stupid shit about you know, all retardedly. You remember though, You remember that one day with that one girl, that one cat, you know, we're at that one bar, man, but look at that one cop, you know, was playing that one girl, they calling it sex and rape, you know, they're playing the rape game, and you know, they went on the back alley, you know, and talked to that one doggy who was talking to his cousin named freaking Michelle over there, fucking, you know, my old friend Michelle, and talking to her, and you know, she's just like, hey, what's up, you know? She went over and talked to her uncle, talked to his brother, and you know, that went on. You remember how that goes, you know? They'll think to other now, they don't talk, but you know, it's like talk, you know, they say. It's not, you know. I still talk to people. I don't like to think inside my head. I was schizophrenic for 10 years. Why would I want to hear voices in my head still? And not talk like freaking the people. Anyways, I digress. As I used to say, anyways. You know, someone else programmed into their tech that's connected to my body, or to the nanotech inside my blood, but I digress, I guess, you know. I got better ways of saying it now. Look at all the white hairs produced, man. I got more than Obama had, you know? 33 years old, man. You can tell by my hair. That's the kind of stress I've been putting in the last 2 years. Not the last 6 or 10. You know, this crap's been going on. This is